Okay, so I am sure you guys have already heard about the 48 Oyster Girl and the Cheesecake Factory Girl. If you have not, please stay tuned to this video. And if you have, I have an interesting take about some things that you might not have heard yet. So this one is gonna be a wild ride. This girl a mess, y'all. Hi guys, welcome to my channel if you are new, and welcome back if you've been around here a while. I'm Kendra. This is Kendra Creates. This is where I share my life with you guys. I also do commentary on a variety of topics. So today we are going to be talking about a little TikTok situation stuff. I love scrolling on TikTok and I love finding things that are crazy, and this one has been all over the internet. But before I begin, make sure you like this video and also subscribe to my channel, please. Okay, so they're two separate videos with two separate women, but I just want to introduce them and talk about them a little bit, and then I want to go into like a broader conversation. So I guess I'll talk about the 48 Oyster Girl first. So what I'm gonna do is I might insert the clip of the video, I might not, it just depends on how I feel. But yeah.
Yeah, so today I linked with this nigga I met a few weeks ago out with my friends. This nigga been texting me for weeks talking to himself. Why I didn't block him, bitch, I don't know. But today I was bored and I had time, so he texted me like, can we meet for drinks? And I'm like, yeah, meet me here. They got the best fucking oysters in Atlanta, like hands down. So I'm like, yes, I can get some content, come on. It's so good. Y'all, when the fourth one came out, he was looking at me crazy. I didn't give a fuck. I'm like, baby, you invited me out. I'm gonna eat, and I was coming anyway. But I ain't gonna lie, no, I wouldn't have did all that, but I did do all that. They was so good. I was not expecting it to be that good. Oh my God. It was just so good. Like I had to. It was so good. So after that, I'm like, baby, what's next? What I'm about to eat? These potatoes, they were so good. And the crab cakes, everything was so good. 10, baby. Why the fuck this bitch ass nigga say he going to the bathroom and never come back?
So the 48 Oyster Girl is a girl on TikTok where she basically vlogged her date. So there was this guy that was continuously in her inbox trying to get her to go out with him. So she finally accepted his request and he invited her out for drinks. So they go to this bar. It happened to also be like an oyster bar and they serve food there or whatever. So they go out. The girl has 48 lobsters. Oysters. She eats 48 oysters. They're $15 for a dozen of oysters. So that is automatically like 60 bucks. And then she orders like, I want to say 3 lemon drop drinks or whatever, some alcoholic beverages. And then she decides she's also going to eat dinner. Well, the guy bails on the date. Like he excuses himself. I want to say she said, I don't know if she said he went to the bathroom and then he just never came back, or he just got up and just left and was like, peace out. So this brings into a whole debate, and I'm pretty sure you've seen everyone's take on it about how she shouldn't have did that. She used him. She tried to get free food out of him. She shouldn't have went crazy on the bill like that, whatever the case may be. I'm not really here to talk about that at all. I couldn't care less. Honestly, when I was watching the video, I was like, this girl is so annoying. I'm sorry, but her voice and the way that she was talking and like explaining things and all the profanity that she used, it was a very hard watch for me. But I did watch that whole video because I was intrigued and I wanted to know what these people were talking about. I could get into dating etiquette and all of that, but what I wanted to talk to was about the outrage on the internet. And with my second example, I want to continue the conversation of the outrage on the internet. Now, some people say this is fake. Some people say she faked this for clout, for clicks, for views, for popularity, whatever. And we already know that a lot of people on the internet do that. And it could have been, who knows? But either way it go, it sparks this conversation of what women, and especially Black women, because in both of these cases, these are Black women, what women deserve from men and their sense of entitlement and expectations in relationships or dating relationships. I'm going to break that down. So a lot of times people will go into dating relationships with literally like no expectations. And so sometimes people want to talk about people having expectations, and you shouldn't expect anything out of this person because they're a total stranger, and you should just be happy that someone took you on a date and whatever. And I think that people honestly have it twisted, because if you meet someone, whether that's online, out in the public, you're hooked up through friends or whatever, and you're trying to date them, if your goals align, okay, we want to get into a relationship, so our goals align, and you take someone out on a date, then whatever happens on that date is kind of what you set yourself up for. And let me explain that a little bit further. I feel like people should be vetting more before they take someone out on the date, so they can find out, are we really just having drinks, or do you want dinner as well? And then you can kind of flesh out the personality of that person. Is this someone who is just going to like run up the tab on me just because they're out for a free dinner? Or do they genuinely like me and they honestly prefer the conversation over just ordering everything, the most expensive thing on the menu? Now some people inadvertently order expensive things on the menu. I swear, every time I go out, I will get the most expensive thing on the menu. And it's not because I am purposely doing that. It is usually because that's the thing that I wind up liking. But I also don't like drink a lot, so I'm not ordering a whole bunch of drinks. But I think that this outrage content that we see has sparked so many debates on what women deserve and what men should get women and what men should do for women. But I feel like, why is that such a debate? If you both are going out on a date and you're trying to get to know each other in a dating relationship and whatnot, why is it so wrong for you to expect someone to buy you a drink or buy you a dinner or whatever the case may be? Why is that so wrong? You know, and I'm not saying that the lady didn't take it to excess, because she absolutely did. And I will also say that the guy in said situation should have vetted better and probably not even taken her out if he's tried so much and she's, you know, just rejected all the chances or whatever. It's like, it's totally outrage content. And I feel like it is perpetuating negativity around dating and relationships and even gender roles, because, you know, traditionally a man and a woman go on a date and a man pays traditionally, and once again, we're just talking about men and women in heterosexual relationships because that's the only thing that I have experience with. So we're even talking about gender roles in these situations and what is appropriate and who should be doing what. And A lot of times men love to use that excuse. Oh, it's 2023 and you're a feminist. You should pay your own way and this and that and that and this. That is another conversation for another day. And if you want to hear me talk about that, let me know. But yeah, so gender roles. I feel like whatever is on par for you and your mate or your spouse or whoever you're dating, that is what works for you guys. So there is honestly no right or wrong in certain situations. It's just whatever you come to that agreement and that conclusion with. And then I also think that if a man feels like it's gonna be, I'm gonna pay for me, you gonna pay for you, then I feel like honestly he should say that up front, because that's kind of a general like expectation kind of that the guy usually pays, or they also say whoever asks the person out pays or whatever. I don't know. But I feel like if people vetted better and talked more and communicated better, then situations like that would not happen. Now with this next example with the Cheesecake Factory girl, and I'm like I said, I may or may not insert the clip. If I do, here it is. But if not, you'll continue to hear me talk. I actually did not watch this entire video, and the reason why I did not watch the entire video is because, well, what happened was the lady was going out on a date with this guy, and she starts filming herself, and she's in the guy's car, and the guy is like trying to get her to get out of the car so that they could go into the Cheesecake Factory. And basically she's saying, oh, you know, I don't want to go in there, I look too good to go in there, how could you take me to the Cheesecake Factory, blah 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 blah. Well, come to find out, the guy did have a reservation at a nicer place, but they missed that reservation because it took her an hour to get ready. I don't know. That's neither here nor there. But he decided to continue on with the date and just took her to the Cheesecake Factory. Maybe that was the first thing that popped in his mind. Maybe it was just the first thing on the way. I don't know. I felt her when she said she didn't want to go to the Cheesecake Factory, because I hate eating at chain restaurants. I do not like eating at chain restaurants. Even the like more upscale chain restaurants, and I say that because I've been to Capitol Grill, which is considered a chain and is more upscale, but the food to me was just whatever. So I just kind of feel like chain restaurants just tend to disappoint. So I felt her on that. But it was a little interesting for her to say that she looked too good and she was too pretty or whatever to go to a chain restaurant. And so this sparked a lot of debate as far as entitlement in women, and also did she really look that good not to go into Cheesecake Factory. And like I said, I think this is a lot of outrage content because people have been going crazy with this whole debacle and whole debate. And I really want to say that this couldn't be real. And that was another reason why I cut the video off and I did not watch it to the end, because I did not think it was real. I did not think that a guy being as polite as he was to her and the attitude that she gave him. And I hated to see that. Like, if you don't want to go there, all you had to do was say, you know what, I prefer not going to the Cheesecake Factory. You know, it's really not my vibe. Do you think that you could come up with a different solution or a different place that we can eat at? That's all it really took, you know? And then for him, he probably shouldn't even never went on a date with her, because waiting an hour, that's crazy. That's wild, you know? And I think this is another thing with vetting people, because if he knew her better, then he would know that the Cheesecake Factory isn't her vibe, isn't her thing. And then also, if she knew him better, then she would know that he wouldn't have suggested something like that. Or maybe he doesn't know to suggest something different. I don't know. I don't know these people. I don't even know if it's real. And a lot of people are saying that it's not real. And I just was like, this can't be real. This can't be real. And like I said, outrage content. because people were outraged. And even I was outraged because I was like, how can this woman be giving this man all this attitude, as polite and gracious as he was? And it made me embarrassed because all the time you hear these negative stereotypes about Black women having attitude or blah, 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 and they don't deserve this and they don't deserve that. And a lot of people said, oh, she didn't even deserve Cheesecake Factory. She should be glad that she was even going out on a date or whatever. And so that sparked a larger conversation of, once again, expectations and entitlement and things like that. There's also this conversation built around people and their looks and their appearance. And it seems to me like people expect, because you look a certain way, that you should be treated a certain way, or that you should be treated better than someone else who might not be as attractive. And that's kind of like what Fattest Acceptance has been saying for so long about how, like, you know, obese people are treated more harshly or more negatively than their, you know, thinner counterparts. And so I just wanted to also talk about that, slip that in there at the end, because I think it is wild and crazy in the world in which we live in. I mean, I have saw people on the internet that are very conventionally attractive. I am talking about white, thin, blonde women that are attractive ladies, and men talk to them very negatively and say very horrible things about their appearance. And I mean, they were even talking about how Margot Robbie was mid, which for the kids is like average looking or whatever, or, you know, not necessarily that attractive or okay, whatever. So with all of that said, my stance with this entire situation is that you cannot believe everything that you see on the internet, because a lot of it is an illusion, and a lot of it is done for clicks and views, and a lot of it is done to elicit some sort of response. Whatever that response may be, it could be outrage, it could be empathy, it could be sadness, it could be laughter, whatever it is. And it is your responsibility as a consumer of online content to look at things from a critical lens and think about the content that you are consuming and the message that it is trying to send. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. That is all I got for this one. I hope you continue to spread kindness in a world full of hate. I will see you on the next time. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Bye-bye.